All right, Diana, let's see what you got here with your Boudoir Facebook ads. So you got 43 of them. Most recent one a few days ago, October 16th. All right, so for Boudoir Facebook ad runners, that have been running ads a long time, the most common thing I've been hearing from them is kind of that their ads are getting worse and worse results over time. Same ad spend, worse results. Same ad spend, even more worse results. And this is actually not normal. This is actually a symptom of a deeper root cause problem that we're going to go over today. But basically, when this is happening to boudoir photographers, if they're doing their ads on their own, then they're feeling desperate. They're getting stressed. They're like, I've got no idea. Well, it's happened to all my friends. I don't really know how to solve it. They're feeling desperate, but they just kind of roll into ChatGPT, get that next ad output. But ChatGPT doesn't know how to write stuff that works with the Facebook ad algorithm, doesn't know how to write stuff that works with human psychology, doesn't know how to write stuff that empathizes with what women are going through. And so that's if the advertiser, they're doing their ads themselves. Or if they're, paying an agency, a ton of money every month, they're like, dang, I'm paying them all this money and then paying the same ad spend every month, but they give me worse results. So they're, getting frustrated at their agency that they're paying them so much money for declining results, week after week, month after month. So we're going to see if there's anything in here in your ads that are causing them to perform worse and worse over time. Because the default is the ad should perform better and better over time. Okay, same ad spend, more results, sustain and scale over time. And got some data here where I've taken some 2 other ads, just found them, ripped them, kind of tested what other boudoir photographers are doing, kind of like original default. And then I went through my 10 mistakes list, 10 fixes, and fixed up a bunch of the mistakes and reran them. And what we can see is, I basically, on average, get like 2 to 4x more women engaging with the ad, clicking see more, consuming our full ad copy, which is where our offer should be. So exposing 2 to 4x more women to our offer, which, all things being equal, will probably lead to more sales, right? If more women know our offer exists. And here's the key. Here's what almost everyone else misses. This unique CTRL metric, if it's below 6, our ad will trend towards decay, decline over time, kind of the highest probability thing. If it's above 6, and you can see both these ads have gotten them both above 6, it's our higher probability our ad trends towards better results over time, sustaining and scaling. And this unique CTRL is simply how many women out of 100 engaged with the ad and consume the ad copy, click see more, read the rest of the ad, and read our offer. So kind of these 10 things I did for these ads, we're going to go over for your ad right now. All right, so first thing I look at, boom, does it look like an ad? And for that, I'm literally just looking, is there text on the photo, text on the creative? You got multiple creatives, so you're running a carousel, and we got text on all these, so yes, this looks like an ad. This is a mistake because when things look more like an ad, more people scroll by. People don't want to be sold to, so we want to make it look as much like an organic post as possible. And that's not happening here. So, because it's not happening, okay, looks like an ad, more people scroll by, lowering our unique CTRL, lowering the amount of women out of 100 that are engaging with our ad, reading the ad copy, consuming the ad, less qualified women coming through, less sales, less conversions, feedback to the meta ad algorithm. And here's the key. Once the ad algorithm gets that first tranche of kind of lower than average data, it sends our ad to lower and lower quality prospects over time, who further convert lower, further forcing the algorithm to show our ad to lower and lower quality prospects over time, which results in same ad spend, lower results over time, which is what we talked about at the beginning. All right, so that's mistake 1. Mistake 2. Well, mistakes 2 through 4 can happen up here in the see more headline, which is first 2 3/4 lines, which I can't select it. So almost the first 3 lines. You're only using a line and a half though. So the see more headline, this is where 80% of our ad dollars are won or lost. We got to win here. This is our headline. This is what get people to click ... see more, read the rest of the ad copy, consume the rest of the ad copy, which signals the algorithm our ad should go to more people like that. And the way we do the see more headlines, people come in way, way, way more specific and qualified. So a higher chance of converting. All right, so first 4 mistakes that can happen here. We need to have a who, a self-label. Who are we speaking to? We need to have a self-label for them, a label that they would call themselves. You know, if they're scrolling, a label where they would read it, even if it's just fast scan, they say, oh my God, that's me. So do we have a who here? No, we don't have a who. We do not have a self-label there. So we're gonna have more people scrolling by and not feel like, you know, there's no words above the fold that are relevant to them. So they're just gonna keep scrolling. They're not gonna feel like the ad is for them specifically. And so it leads to the lower number of women interacting, engaging, lower number of women converting. Our ad's more broad, which is worse, far worse to have a broad ad. You know, more tight, lower volume. We're gonna have more tire kickers, more unqualified, more people not, you know, tire kickers, price hunters, less sales, less conversions, ads that burn out and die. Refresh creative. All right, the second thing we want to have is a negative experience women are currently going through that they're saying to themselves they want to get away from. And we always lead with the negative. And here's why. It's because humans will move away from a negative situation, you know, like a pain, to get back to neutral or no pain. Like literally at like 100x the rate than them moving from neutral or no pain and taking an action to get some positive or gain or pleasure. So humans are biologically programmed to move away from pain at way higher the rate than we are wired to move towards pleasure. And proof of that is, you know, think of going to the dentist. So we go to the dentist, get our 6-month cleanup, you know, teeth clean, checkup done, and you know, we're at the front desk paying. Then the secretary later's like, "Hey, are you free on Wednesday, 173 days from now, at 8:20 a.m.?" And we're like, "Dude, I literally have zero clues, no idea at all. But text me closer to then when I know my schedule." So we leave. They got their, you know, their auto text, autoresponder. 3 months, we ignore it. Month 4, we ignore it. Month 5, we ignore it. And then month 6 comes and goes. We did not go to the dentist. We did not get our teeth cleaning. And the reason why is, you know, busy with our business, full schedule. We're in flow state. We're working hard every day. And we do not, you know, like kind of the gain or the positive from having slightly cleaner teeth and like peace of mind knowing we have 0 cavities, kind of gain that positive. It is not big enough, you know, get us to take action, break our schedule, break our kind of mental momentum, and plan the dentist appointment, then move our schedule around to go to the dentist appointment. You know, kind of start our day off, start us behind on our day. It's just not worth. It's not a big enough positive for us to take action. So then we continue on. Month 8, they hit us up, ignored. Month 10, ignored. Month 12, ignored. And, you know, so by this time we missed 2 6-month checkups and teeth cleaning, 2 of them. And so because of that, well, again, not enough positive for us to take action. Just slightly clean your teeth and knowing we have no cavities. Just to us, it's not enough for us to break our normal schedule. But then month 13 rolls around. Month 13, one day, we are eating breakfast. Everybody, a ton of pain in one of our teeth, back right, bottom, one of those molars. Ton of pain every single bite. Pain, 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 pain. Oh my God, this is terrible. So we stop eating, go the rest of the morning to lunch. And our jaw and our tooth is still hurting, even when we're not chewing anything. So we go to lunch trying to eat on the other side of our mouth, and kind of muscle memory. Some food gets brought over to the right side again, and pain, pain, pain with every bite. So like, dude, this is awful. I can't live with this. I cannot live with this. Probably won't even be able to sleep tonight. I gotta get this fixed. So we call up our dentist that same afternoon, and we're like, what? What do you mean you don't have availability 7:30 a.m. tomorrow? This thing's killing me, dude. This dude is killing me. I probably won't even be able to sleep tonight. And like, yeah, well, we're booked 2.5 weeks out. We can schedule in for 2.5 weeks from now, or we can put you on the cancellation list. Call you up if anyone cancels. And we're like, no, dude, I gotta get this solved ASAP. So finish the call with our normal dentist, and we call every single other dentist in the city, be like, can you get me in tomorrow? Can you get me in tomorrow? Can you get me in tomorrow? I'll pay whatever. I'll literally pay whatever. Can you get me in tomorrow? Finally, we find a dentist that gets us in. Oh man, we had a deep cavity. They cleaned it out. They filled it. They sealed it with the little, UV, whatever, UV light pen. And guess what? No more pain. Tooth is back to normal. We can eat with no more pain, live with no more pain, back to normal. Yes, thank God. All right, so what just happened? So literally for 13 months, what's that, like 400 days, the potential positive of, slightly cleaner teeth and peace of mind knowing we have no cavities was not enough to get us to take action. But one day, literally, dude, just one day of pain was enough to get us to take action or put the dentist on our calendar. Literally just one day of pain. And because of that, that's literally, so one day with pain to take an action to go to the dentist, or 400 days potential gain or, positive. And we never even took the action to go to the dentist. We can see in this example, pain causes the humans to take action at 400x the rate of, some positive or some gain. So that is why we always, always, always lead with the negative experience, aka the pain. All right, so do we have a pain here? I'll talk in class. Oh my God, I should have done this 10 or even 10, 15, or even 20 years. No, so we're missing a pain. We're not meeting women in the brain with what they're thinking, what they're going through. And because that, yeah, women are scrolling, they're going to feel offers less specifically for them. So they're going to keep scrolling. They're not going to click ... see more to read the rest of our ad copy. They're not going to, continue on clicking, becoming pre-qualified, then going to our next page for our ad. And yeah, we're getting in unqualified peeps, getting low conversions. That data is feeding back to the meta ad algorithm. And again, our ads will go to worse and worse quality prospects over time, worse conversions over time, which means same ad spend, worse results over time. Ad burns and dies out instead of sustaining and scaling. All right, the third thing we want to have here is a positive. So it's a positive women are saying in their brain that they want, where our, boudoir photo shoot is kind of a bridge or the solution to get them over. to what they want. And we don't have anything here. And we're only utilizing like 2.5 lines. So we're utilizing only like 2/3 of the see more headline that we could be. Or was that 1.5 lines? Yeah. So we're missing a positive. That means we're missing the negative positive tension, the mental contrast that really makes people feel like we're talking specifically to them because we're talking about a thing they don't want and want to get away from, and then some other different thing where they say, oh yeah, I also want that thing. I'm also telling myself I want that other thing. So less specific, less women click and see more. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. The more specific we get, we actually get more women to click see more consumer ad copy. So higher volume of more specific prospects. So they also feel more that we're speaking directly to them. And that's the positive feedback loop we want. So we're missing the positive or the negative positive tension, mental contrast, less specific, less women reading our ad copy, less women become pre-qualified, clicking over converting, less conversions. Ad data goes back into the meta ads algorithm and feeding our ad to lower and lower quality prospects over time, which results in lower and lower conversions over time, aka same ad spend, lower results over time. Ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, number 3. Or positive was the third thing in the see more headline. Number 4, the fourth thing in the see more headline is we want to have a hesitation or a roadblock. Sometimes when we're saying like, okay, yeah, I don't want this thing, and then I do want this thing, but I don't want to take this specific bridge, this specific solution on my journey because, it could be some other non-Boudoir solution, or it could be a problem that they, see or feel with other boudoir photographers that they don't want to have to deal with, or that they believe excludes them from doing a boudoir photo shoot. So we're missing that. So we're missing the special thing, the triangle of mental tension, negative, positive, hesitation / roadblock. And because of that, miss that mental triangle of tension. Dude, that's when our ads are the most specific ads they've ever seen. Like, oh my God, nobody's ever spoken to me this way. Nobody's ever hit the nail on the head with me this way. And once they see that, they're like, man, this is really for me. I gotta click see more, read what more they gotta say. So we're missing that. So we're gonna have less qualified women coming through. And again, less bookings, and they're even gonna be lower quality, more tire kickers, more price hunters, lower conversions. Ad data feeds back into the algorithm as go to worse quality prospects over time, which means same ad spend, lower results over time. The downward spiral of despair. And all right, so those are the first 5 mistakes that can happen out of 10. Now move on to the final 5, and the next 3 can happen here in the ad copy. So we can think of that see more headline that we just talked about as like hook 1, kind of getting someone to want to click. Again, so our headline is 80% of where all ad spend is won or lost. Because honestly, it's probably even more, probably not 92%. Because I can get, probably like 6 to 8% people that click to see more. So more like 94% of ad spend is actually won or lost on the headline. And most photographers are having like 2 to 4% of women click to see more. So we can, basically usually double that pretty easy and expose 2x more women to the offer for the same ad spend, and talking to a more specific woman also. All right, so this is our hook 1. They click see more, and we basically get walloped with a wall of text. So I gotta like slog through the next wall of text. So we gotta give them a hook 2, a reason why they should listen to us and keep reading. So we like to do always do an authority hook at the beginning. And when I was reading yours, all too often clients will say, yeah, this is an authority hook. technically it should be after the ... see more, because we have not called in anyone specifically yet. Since we haven't called anyone in specifically yet, we we don't know who we're talking to, which means the people reading and listening, they definitely do not know if we're talking to them or not, because we haven't gotten specific. But yeah, all right, this is an authority. Oh my gosh, I've done this. Yeah, that's a reason for someone to keep reading. So yeah, I'll give you this authority, basically hook 2. So it's going to get more people to read the full ad copy because we gave them the reason why they should read it, the reason why they should listen to us. So we're going to have more women becoming pre-qualified. The wrong people that our ad is not for will click see more to read, but then they scroll on by. And that's fine. That's exactly what we want. But the women that are qualified and like what we're saying and are highly interested, will then click our ad to take an action. So higher qualified leads, higher qualified prospects, higher qualified calls, higher show up rate, higher booking rate, higher conversion rate. That data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Better data, better initial data for the ads, or ads go to higher and higher quality prospects over time, kind of the cream of the crop prospects that are reserved for the best ads to go to. And they have a higher conversion rate off rip, which means our ads get better and better results over time. Same ad spend, better results. Higher ROAS, more conversions, more sales, same ad spend, which means our ad sustains and scales over time instead of decaying and dying over time. So we do want to have the upward spiral of awesomeness. That's the Jetstream one, our ad to hit. Next, we need a story / a narrative. This is kind of our punch too. So the 1-2 punch would be the see more headline up top with the who, the negative, the positive, and the hesitation / roadblock. Really means some of the conversation in their brain. And then down here in the ad copy, we need to have a story / narrative. That is basically us describing the movie scene of their life, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're going through, empathizing with them, saying we understand what they're going through. And that's punch 2 of our 1-2 punch, meeting them in their brain. Oh my God, this is for me. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying I don't want to deal with. And then the body copy, oh my God, this is literally my life. It's like they have a video camera on me at all times. And wow, they are, whatever they're talking about, I really got to consider it because they're talking about exactly what I'm dealing with, exactly what I don't want to deal with, exactly what I'm going through, exactly what I do want to get. Man, I really got to consider what they're saying. And when we get this 1-2 punch right, see more headline and story / narrative in the body copy, guess what? We're seen as the only option for them. Literally the only option out of all the other boudoir photographers in our city. We're seen as the only option. And what does that mean? It means basically a higher probability that price does not matter because we're specifically for them in their situation. No one's ever spoken as specifically to them as possible. And yes, we do follow the data where it pulls out kind of the direction we should go. We don't need to be a mind reader. And actually a lot of times what I've seen is what we believe women want, they actually respond to different words and phrases. So that's kind of a mind melter. All right, so no story / narrative here, so we're not going to be seen as the only option. Yeah, we're going to have less qualified women coming through, women that feel less like we're specifically for them, less qualified leads, less qualified bookings, less conversions. That data feeds back into the meta algorithm, so our ads go to worse and worse quality prospects over time, and which leads to lower and lower conversions over time, aka same ad spend, lower results over time, ads burning out. Then refresh creative, start the process again. Yeah, that's not normal. It's a symptom of all these mistakes I'm talking about. Next mistake. So we want to have, well, let's see. The other thing I was reading was Dana's photographed icons like Kesha and Katy Perry. Yeah, that's cool. That could also be a the authority hook too. That's actually a good one. basically, why should we listen to you? Why should I listen to what you have to say versus all the other 8 billion humans on the planet? Why should I listen to you? All right, the third and final thing we want to have in our ad body copy is our full offer. That's because our goal with the ad is to expose as many people as possible to the offer. That's the number one goal. But we kind of got to bait them with the see more headline to get the specific person in to read if our thing's for them. So let's see. I feel like it's badass celebrity version of yourself. That's actually a positive that goes in the see more headline. Yeah, that's a positive that can be up top in the see more headline. All right, so your offer, professional makeover, yeah. All right, so yeah. Let's see. How long is it? How many photos they get? What's included? What's not? Okay, yeah. You got enough of a full offer here. So good. You got the full offer. So women are reading this. If this is not what they want, they scroll on by. Good. Non-qualified people, we want them to scroll on by. And then let's see. Then that brings in the more qualified people. So higher quality leads, higher quality calls, more bookings, more conversions, more sales, more revenue. That data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Ads go to higher quality prospects over time, the ones reserved for the best, only the best ads, and they all convert offer up at a higher conversion rate over time, which means over time more results, same ad spend, aka ad sustains and scales. So that is what is normal, ad sustaining and scaling. Now, all right, the final two mistakes can happen here at the below creative. Get the BCH, below creative headline and button. Mistake number 9, it is always a mistake having anything below the creative. And here's why. There's actually 3 reasons. So reason 1, 5% of the reason for mistake number 9 is it ties in with mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad. 5% makes it look more like an ad. And again, this leads to less people consuming the ad copy. Less people scrolling back up to click see more. Less people consuming the ad copy people don't want to be sold to. I think every boudoir photographer has actually made this mistake number 9. Like literally all 40 as I've reviewed. So yeah, we do not want to have anything below the creative. Next, reason number 2, 15% of reason number 9 is when women are scrolling their feed, they scroll by. By the time they get here, their subconscious has actually digested the words in this highlighted sentence. Only like, a quarter to a third of the words, honestly. The kind of keywords, so the subconscious has registered once they get here. And if the words here in the bottom left, or you got double, you got more here as well. If they do not exactly match what we set up here in the see more headline, it triggers the error detection network in their subconscious mind, signaling error, incongruent, confusion, and finally, keep scrolling. This happens instantaneously. So it's always a mistake to have any words here below the creative at all. And let's say we do match the words perfectly, well, okay, then it makes it look more like an ad, which it's still a negative. So it's always a negative to have words here below the creative. Below creative headline, description, always a mistake. And then reason number 3, 80% the reason for mistake number 9, having below creative headline and button. So any text below the creative and button is a mistake, is it gives women something to click on to go to the next page, go to our, the next page we want to go to. You're going to having them go to your website, it looks like. Yep. And it gives them an ally to do that before clicking see more and becoming qualified. So what does that mean? More unqualified people clicking over. Here's why that's a problem. The data pools Meta ad algorithm pulls from to decide who to send our ad to next is based on, pool 1, who has converted. So then it looks at the kind of data points on the profiles that have converted and tries to find similar data points on those profiles in the future. But pool 2, the much larger pool, is the people that clicked over because the ad was good enough for those people. So, all right, let's find the similar data points on future ad profiles or on future meta profiles to show the ad to. And that pool is much larger. But the problem is, if we allow them to click over without become pre-qualified, then our pool 2 becomes tainted with what? Unqualified people, which means unqualified data points are attached to that profile, which means Meta is taking into account unqualified data points to find more unqualified people to show our ad to in the future. So that is 80% of the reason why anything under the below creative, always a mistake. Enables people to go to our ad without becoming pre-qualified. So that's mistake 9. Finally, mistake 10. And I don't know if you're making mistake 10, so I'll give you half a mistake here. Leads objective is always a mistake. Again, I do not know if you're using leads objective or not, but the reason leads objective is always a mistake is when we're targeting our city and we choose our objective, Meta literally like slices like our city into like a 6% pie slice, and that pie slice is like 95 percentile plus probability of filling out a lead form. Highest probability to fill out a lead form because Meta again has those data points on people's profile, and it's also some combination of what text, also what words are in here compared to what words people have been saying in their day-to-day life, because Meta, the Facebook and Instagram app microphones are always on, always listening, and they're downloading that data every day to our Meta profile, kind of like profile, our metadata profile feed that Meta's got on us, like millions and millions of data points. So our ads are going to people that fill out lead forms. Cool, we'll get lead form filler outers. The problem is we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who also answer our emails, texts, or calls. And we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who also book a call and also show up to the call. And we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who buy, who actually buy, which is what we want. We want buyers. And now, as we get enough lead form filler outers in, yes, there will be a few of the data points that they answer our text, emails, and calls, or even open them. And yes, there'll be even fewer that book a call, show up to the call. And yes, there will be even fewer that buy after filling out the lead form. And that's just because if we get enough lead form filler outers, like it's just probability enough, a few of them will have kind of those other data points as well. Now, the problem is if we want buyers, we should be optimizing for buyers off rip. So our ad goes to buyers, people that buy. And then we'll be able to talk to the most qualified people. So the problem with the lead form is if optimizing for form filler outers, not for buyers. And okay, we're increasing our email list with non-buyers because we're getting $1.50, $2.50 leads. Okay, cool. And then we're complaining that people don't buy. We're getting stressed out, frustrated, desperate that people don't buy. Well, yeah, it's because our ad was going to non-buyers off rip. Even if we had all the words, all the other parts of the ad set up, our ads are going to non-buyers. So it doesn't matter kind of what words we're using because our ads are going to people who don't buy. They fill out the form. So we need to have our ads go to buyers with the correct objective off rip. All right, so those are the 10 mistakes. We're going to score you now and compare you to all the other boudoir photographers, the entire boudoir industry. So let's see, we got mistake 1, then see more headline, who, negative, positive. All right, so I missed all those. Body copy. Okay, we got an authority hook. I'll give you that. No story/narrative though. And when yes, we do have the offer. Below creative headline and button, yeah, that's a mistake. And then your objective, yeah, half a mistake because I don't know what objective you're using. So 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. And that the Boudoir industry average is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So you're right on, you're right rolling with the pack. Same, basically kind of same ads as all the other boudoir photographers. And I actually consider any boudoir Facebook ads that have more than 2 out of 10 mistakes to be breaking down boudoir Facebook ads. So breaking down over time, worse and worse results over time, breaking down boudoir Facebook ad. Like if we had a car that was breaking down, performing worse and worse over time, giving us worse and worse results over time, where would we take that car? We would take it to a car mechanic. Likewise, if our boudoir Facebook ad is breaking down more and more over time, where do we take it to? A boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. So yeah, if you want higher chance of ads that sustain and scale, more revenue, same ad spend, more sales, same ad spend, ads that sustain longer and scale longer, same ad spend, more results over time, then yeah, I do have a Boudoir Facebook ad mechanic offer for you today. And what I do is I smush those 10 mistakes down into actually 5 root cause problems. So I can diagnose you real fast right now. See how many you got. Looks like an ad, okay. Root cause problem 1. See more headline. Yeah, you got 0 out of the 4 there. Root cause problem number 2. Ad copy, you got 2 out of 3, but we need 3 out of 3. Root cause problem number 3. Below grave headline and button. Root cause problem number 4. And objective. I'll give you half that root cause. We don't know which one you're actually dealing with. And so, all right, so you got 4.5 out of the 5 root cause problems that are causing, highest probability causing the ad to perform worse and worse over time because it's going to lower and lower quality prospects over time because it performed bad at the start. And so option 1 is I solve all these, I solve them $50 per problem, per root cause problem. And you can choose kind of which ones you want fixed or all of them. If you choose all of them, it'd be 4.5 times 50, so 225 bucks. Option 2 is the much higher value option, which is I fix all your problems and all your ads, or the ones that you want me to. All the 43 ads you're running. And okay. And create as many new ads with you as you want. 100 bucks a month. And you can collab with me, as much or as little as you want. And yeah, so we can actually have the $100 per month offer. Cancel anytime. That is the highest value one. Or again, I could fix this promise for one ad. You could take the fixes to all your other ads as well. So you got my phone number, you got my email, or whatever social platform you're watching this on, you could DM me. So if you want to talk more about this, and when you hit me up, I'll ask you what you got for me, and then we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.